welcome back. So, a lot of interesting things happened this week, per usual. I wish one of them was electricity, it's not. But we're really confirmed it is happening next week for sure. So, next week will be an odd one because I don't know how much power I'm going to have while everything's going on. The service is going from a 200 amp to a 400 amp, so I can do whatever it is I need to do with power whenever. So if anything needs to be adjusted or changed, I have the power to do that, which means the city power company has to come out, run new lines to the house. It's a whole ordeal. So we'll see how much I can really get done next week. There might be some funny videos for you guys. Real quick before we get into all the crazy work that I did this week, because I actually got a decent amount done for the amount of time I had, but I wanted to show you guys the parlors because they've recently been cleaned because I had a tour group with another tour company here in St. Louis actually come into the house today, and I wanted to make it slightly more presentable. So let me show you guys that. So usually this place is full of boxes, but that is not the case right now. And so especially with the floors being a bit more clean, like especially with the inlay, like being able to see this stuff, like it's kind of rare that I even get to see this stuff and it's more of its glory. So figured I would share that all with you guys. And here in the parlor we started, and most of my lighting has been put away, back into boxes. I figured out kind of what I'm gonna do with each piece, at least somewhat, but best that it's not just hanging out in here. So that's where all that went. Also, the hallway's been cleared. Probably the cleanest this hallway's been since 2008, if I'm being honest. These wood floors are a little messed up, so they're probably gonna get replaced at some point, mostly because we have things like this board here that you can see that is sticking up pretty severely. It's pretty broken. I might be able to find some floor that I can just slot into where things are missing, and maybe that's the route to go. Don't quite know yet. So most of the insulation is up in place and together. You'll probably notice that this area here is open, and that's because obviously I need to get to the electric there, so no sense throwing things in there. I did throw a little bit over there so I wasn't losing air to the maid's room over there. And same thing over here. The reason I left this all open is I have a mason coming by. I want him to just touch up anything inside on this exterior brick wall. You know, it's good to get the stuff done while it's open and able to get at. So we're gonna go ahead and yeah, have him come handle that stuff. And the time lapse, as you guys can see what the next project was, which was this plastered area. Essentially knocked out quite a bit of this stuff, got it all cleaned up, ready for plaster. And we've got the scratch coat on. So success there. I have seen very minimal cracking in this, which means it stuck well. Luckily, it wasn't a terribly hot week this week. And I think the bonus of the insulation has really made that all work. Now, whether that makes the rest of the whole, you know, like the veneer coat and all that stuff work is yet to be seen. However, having a good scratch coat that I know is extremely solid. Same thing here on this wall. You can see more plaster washers, all that good stuff. Looks like my wall has acne. But yeah, so, and that's that really thick area that I have to probably lay about 5 layers on to get complete. So that one's gonna take a minute. So yeah, that's what I've gotten done in this room. It is looking much, much better. Much, much worse at the moment, but it will look much, much better. So yeah, happy to get this on and happy that it held, because it's holding really well. So now a little thing I got done actually off camera, started working on mostly because it was too dark to show you guys at that point, is the maid's window in here. As you can see, I have started stripping and pulling more of the staples. Kim got a lot of them out like probably 3 months ago, but you still have a lot of stubborn guys in here. And I also got a lot of the trim here off. So yeah, we're gonna start going after the windows in the maid's room here very shortly until I can get everything kind of together power-wise and such in the other room. Same thing on this side. Got this pretty well stripped off. It's not 100% done, but it's kind of good enough for the moment. And then of course I need to do this other window over here. This is kind of what they start out looking like. This is the base product. As you can see, it's yeah, it's a little beat up. And you can see all of the staple holes. It's a lot of staples. Those are no longer staples, but they were, and it's a lot of them. I mean, every single one of these little holes. But that's okay. That's just how the windows came in the house at the end of the day. I'd rather them have staple holes and the woodwork still be here than no woodwork at all. So, you know. So, a very, very special little treat for you guys this week. I had a guy come. His name's Phil. He's a metal detecting expert. And he came and he had a look at the house in the yard, and just to see what might have been in the yard. And he found some really cool things. I did nothing for it, but he found some amazing stuff. Meet Phil here.
Hello.
And his amazing lot of really, really cool items. Some that are very special to the house indeed. But Phil, would you like to take us through a few of the really cool items you found?
Well, first of all, we have 6 dog tags from 1928 and 1929. They're aluminum. They're a little dirty right now, but they're going to be cleaned up, hopefully nice and shiny. Here we have a toy cat pistol, or part of one. It was found under a tree, about 8 inches deep. We don't know what this is. I originally thought it was a bracelet. Might be silver. The odd thing is it's got 2 holes on the inside of it, so that kind of throws us off a little bit. Let's see, we have a religious medallion, and on the bottom it says Sailorettes. So I don't know if that is a ladies organization that might have been attached to the Navy maybe, I don't know. But as soon as we get it a little cleaner, we'll find that out. This is a token from Windsor, Canada. It's pretty corroded, but we'll get that a little cleaned up better also. This is a Mexican peso from 1959. Also needs a lot of cleaning, but that will come into play tomorrow. Found part of an old marble, not the whole marble, but that's okay. It's an old one. We don't know if this is maybe part of maybe a kid's bracelet, or it could have been part of a pet ID. We're not sure about that yet. I don't see any writing on it, so we'll figure that out too. As bad a shape as this is, I really like it because it's a kid's ball and jack game piece. So it's one of the old jacks. I'm familiar with those. I played it as a kid with my sister, so I know that is an old toy. We have a couple wheat pennies here. They're pretty dirty. Don't know the dates yet, but we will find that out. This was interesting because it's a package of coins wrapped up in plastic that was buried. The plastic is obviously deteriorated quite a bit, but I left all the coins inside of it that were originally in there. So some young man might have buried his pirate treasure, and we found it today. This is assorted contemporary money. Nothing very rare here. It looks like there might be maybe $1 and change, quarter, couple of dimes, a lot of pennies. And over here we have things that are not really keepers for us, but it was interesting finding all of this in the yard anyway. Here's a part of a car battery, garden hose, part of an old padlock. This is interesting. It's a piece of an old doorknob that's survived. I have a feeling this might have been part of a clock. It has gear, has notches on the stem here, and just various assorted other things. Lots of nails, unknown pieces, beer can tops, old bottle cap, nails, and assorted other stuff. And it was in regards to metal detecting, this was a great day. These are amazing finds. So I want to thank Caleb for allowing me to come to his house and recover these things that would have never seen the light of day had it not been for us doing this project today.
Oh, well, mostly you, let's be honest.
You were an integral part of it because you gave me the permission. So
for sure.
We're a team here.
If you guys all remember, in the basement, there was a vet clinic. So these are little vaccine dog tags from 1928, or 29. So yeah, these are part of the history of the home. Mm-hmm. And so to find things like, I didn't imagine we'd find anything like this. This is really cool.
And these dog tags were all found. They were in different holes, but they were in maybe a 3-foot square area. So they were all pretty much dropped in the same place. And they just kept popping up and popping up.
All right, Phil. Well, thank you so very much, man. This is some really cool stuff. Excited to see what you find next time.
Thank you very much, Caleb. I had a blast today.
Until next time, right?
Until next time.
So I know you saw these little tags here when Phil dug them out of the ground, but these little guys are probably the coolest find of the week. I mean, well, actually one of the coolest finds of the whole project so far. The second owner of the house was a guy named Joseph Yineman, and he's the guy that I keep talking about, the vet office downstairs. He's the one who ran that. And these are such amazing little finds because as you can see, that's 1928, and it's a rabies vaccine little tag that would go on an animal, either a cat or a dog. And to find these in the yard it brings more history to the home. I mean, this is something that's left here that we were able to find, and I don't know how many people find a close connection to their house and their yard like this. And so these are just rather incredible. This one I think is a little older. I think it's from 1928. No, this is the one from 29. But how cool is that? I'll put up a photo as well so you guys can see these in a bit more detail. I've yet to clean these up, but I split the share of these with Phil, who excavated the yard, who metal detected the yard, and he has a few of these that are cleaned up, and I'll include those photos as well. But these are just really cool. Plus, it's cool to see all the other, amazing stuff Phil dug up. Like, you never know what you're going to find in a place like this. But to me, these are so special because they help tell the story of my home. The second owner, who I think actually lived here longer than anybody else, he bought the house in 1915 and lived here until his death and died in the home in 1945. So, how absolutely incredible is that? That there's a piece of him still here, like a real tangible piece. So, yeah, I don't know. That's something really incredible to me, guys. And then I think it helps me tell the story of the house as well. It fills in another chapter, which is amazing. Maybe one day somebody will dig up something from me in the yard. I think that would be a cool thing. Maybe I'll purposely leave something there. Hello, everyone. Just got back from a very early morning trip to both South Bend, Indiana, and the suburbs of Chicago for 2 really cool pieces. However, it's raining so hard right now, it might be hard to go get those. So I will film them probably in the back of my father's van as they are now, because I don't want to bring them in while it's pouring so hard as it currently is. Sorry in advance for the audio here, guys. It is currently raining in St. Louis, which is why this is not inside yet. But this is a cool, like mantle topper that I found for free, actually, on a Facebook Marketplace. Now, the woman who owned it, her father actually turned this whole piece, as you can see the 2x4s down here, into her headboard for her bed. And she used this as her, when she was a kid. She actually says she has this missing little piece of fretwork, so we're hoping that gets mailed to us as well. But she was really excited to see that's something that her father had made her when she was a kid, or had modified for her when she was a kid. A piece of her childhood memory is going to a home and being used. And I think it's going to be a really perfect fit in the library, because that's where I think this is going. I think it really kind of mimics some of the patterns and shapes that are going on that other piece I got last week from Memphis. And, like I like the little finials and everything, and, even like the little rosette guys aren't terribly different from some of the other patterns I got going on. Of course, this is also faux grained, so there is going to be a decent amount of stripping, because I want everything to have that shellac, that dark red shellac look that I have going on with the rest of the house. So that's how that's going to go, but I think this is a beautiful piece. The second piece we went and got today is this here sink. It's I believe a Tennessee pink marble sink. I could be wrong about the stone. I'm not a stone expert, but I believe that's what this is. It has the original faucets on it, which are really amazing. I think those are really wonderful. It is missing the bowl, but really awesome. I mean, it's a really pretty perfect sink, and I think once it gets a little bit of a clean, it should shine. And we got this one off eBay, actually, for a really good deal. And turns out the guy that we got it from, hello Alex, if you're out there, by the way, and you're watching, turns out to be a subscriber and didn't know it was me that was picking it up. So I think that's pretty cool. So he's really ecstatic that it's going to a great home as well. All of these pieces I get from, whichever way I get them. Of course, I intend to take great care of them, and this piece is no exception. And I got this sink because the other one that I think I might have showed you guys for the second floor bathroom doesn't actually fit. It's probably about 4 inches too wide to fit into that space. This one's about 2 inches short enough to just make it. So this should be a perfect sink for that area, and I think it will really complete that look. The idea with that mantle, guys, is to, or that mirror, shelves, mantle, topper, whatever you call it, piece, would be to put it here in the library, because it actually kind of matches that fretwork top that I have in the other room that's going to be going on top of the bookshelves. So it should help tie the room in together. So I think it would be a really good fit right there. And that little sink I got will actually be going here. I know I showed you guys at one point another marble top sink that I had. It's actually a bit too big, so I needed to find one a bit smaller. And I think this one's cool. It's got the original faucets and everything. And yeah, I think it's going to be really killer there as soon as I can find a bowl for it. So yeah, should be awesome. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this episode this week. It's been a very long Sunday. I woke up at 4 a.m. to this day, and I'm probably going to be up till 4 to get you guys out a video. Yeah, traveled around, got a lot of new pieces, got quite a bit of plaster up, got the insulation, which has helped immensely, and still praying for electric. So we'll see how that all works out next week, and we'll see you guys again next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.